Living in an urban environment forces you to make the most out of what little backyard you have. A street-level view shows a lack of outdoor green space. A closer inspection reveals a different picture. In this segment of Renovate Louisville, we'll give you a behind-the-fences tour of 5 homes that have maximized the potential of their small urban areas.
Louisville has many homes that have unique and challenging backyards, where topography or simply the lack of ground area can provide interesting opportunities for homeowners. In this segment of Renovate Louisville, we'll look at a few of the many ways landscape architects and homeowners have created beautiful and interesting outdoor sanctuaries.
Well, my husband's an architect and I'm a landscape architect, so with that marriage we kind of brought that into light in our garden. I've always enjoyed a big backyard, but we moved on to Frankfort Avenue in more of a loft condition, and we wanted to make the most of the space that we had and create an oasis in the middle of Frankfort Avenue. Well, the space is very narrow and very confined, and it created actually an opportunity that I didn't see right from the beginning. I think my husband had to help me see it a little bit better.
Well, I think one of the things that we were trying to do is create a whole series of smaller spaces within this. Even though it's a small space in and of itself, we tried to create different kinds of sitting areas and use the planting materials to kind of help define those.
We're lucky. We've got nice, damp shade conditions most of the day, and the biggest thing that I was really adamant about when we put our plantings in was to get the richest, blackest composted topsoil that we possibly could find. And every time we went in to dig up an area, we really took the time to till in that composted topsoil. It makes it really easy to pull weeds, and the plants just love it.
We had a series of plants that we brought from our previous house. We brought them here and we just started placing things, and then we started thinking about the overall space and how a tree would begin to define, you know, what's sort of in the front, what's in the back, and ways to create shade. And we tried to sort of not make the path exactly straight, even though we're in such a narrow space, but let the plant materials kind of push in and out.
In a small and confined space, you actually have the opportunity to make an impression more quickly than maybe a larger, big backyard. And also, because it is so hard, all the edges and sides are hard, the plants really benefit from that environment, and they really show. They really dramatically show. So it creates an oasis pretty easily.
A variety of landscaping techniques transformed a parking lot to a unique and functional backyard.
Well, this garden was part of the Old Louisville Hidden Treasures Garden Tour in 2006. This is an example of a garden that was done by a homeowner. These small spaces are very unique because they're an extension of the living of their home out into the yard area. And they've used a combination of hardscape, which is the patio, bricks, walks, and then also softscaping with addition of perennials, trees, shrubs, plants to sort of enhance the area. They're all very unique and they're very different, all in their own, because they are very, very small spaces.
I've been working on the garden 15 years, and we've lived here 15 years. And when we first moved here, this whole section was a parking lot and had gravel, and it used to be a car repair shop back here, and I found spark plugs. All of this was tilled by hand. I didn't let any machinery in here because I kept digging up beautiful relics, saucers, old medicine bottles. I have a lot of stuff that came out of the garden. And gradually I used a quadrant system and would complete one quadrant, move to another, and so that's why it took so long to put it in. So it worked out, you know, it had pluses to it. We eat 3 meals a day out here in this garden. Mostly on Sunday we'll have our breakfast, but in the morning we'll bring our coffee out here, we'll have lunch, and then my husband usually grills on our gas grill over there. Every day we will eat out here. Even when it's cold and when it's raining, We can sit under the wisteria, and we have a huge umbrella with little lights under it. And we have the grandchildren, and we sit out here in the rain, and I know they're going to think, boy, Grandma and Grandpa are crazy. We eat in the rain. But we enjoy this garden 24 hours a day. Everything that you see, with the exception of these little impatiens, everything has come up on its own. The roses, everything. And that's what I strive for, to have a garden that I don't have to get out here and break my back. It gives us so much pleasure. And I would recommend to anyone in a tiny, small place. This is big. This is a lot of garden. And it used to be more. I had daisies and all kind of stuff growing in here, and it changes every year. It never stays the same. So that's one of the pleasures. You don't ever get tired of it.
Limited space doesn't mean you have to limit your imagination. Our next homeowner overcame big city obstacles with small town creative thinking.
I didn't want to cut grass, for one thing, and I love water. And I have a cabin on a lake, but I missed it because I only went maybe a couple of 3 times in the summer. So I wanted some water features. So I decided to put a pond in, and knew nothing about raising fish, but really the koi and the goldfish are very, very easy to raise. They stay in the water all year long. I have a little heater that goes in the pond, and so they stay here all year long. So then I decided, well, if I could put my fountain in, I would have kind of an echo going in the yard. So if I'm working on the shady side of the garden, I can hear the pond. And if I'm on the sunny side of the garden, then of course I hear the fountain here. And I wanted a fence that was different. And of course, being in Louisville, it has to get approved by Landmarks. But Landmarks just loved it, and so did I. So I have people now that pull up and take pictures of just the fence because it is unique. The 5th District Police is in Central Park. And of course, their emergency runs comes right by my house. But with the fountain and then the trees and the shrubbery, it does buffer it somewhat. And then living in the city, you just get used to noise. So I don't hear it. And as a matter of fact, it's kind of company keeping sometimes. If you're sitting out here by yourself and you hear the cars go by, you know people are still moving around in the city. I enjoy it. My maintenance is the ivy, keeping it trimmed, and it's all ivy on the south side of the yard. So I have to keep that trimmed, and my hedges. And of course, all your flowers have to have some attention, deadheading the flowers. But basically, it's a maintenance-free garden. The Victorians are known for having moon gardens. And everything in the garden is white. And at night, when the moon comes out and the stars are out, all this white just lights up. And that's why I have my gazing ball even in white, so that the moon will reflect off of it also at night. So everything in the garden is white or silver or variegated. And it just, at night with the water and with the white flowers going, it is just heaven.